Hi all, my name is Malika and today we are having Alberto. Alberto advises startups and incubators and has a YouTube channel, DeFi Talks. You can find the link in the description. Thank you so much for coming today, Alberto.
Thank you to you, it's a pleasure.
How did you first become interested in crypto?
Well, to be fair, it started around 10 years ago. I was in an incubator working with my startup at that time, and cryptos were already a topic. The point is that at that time, and we are really talking about 10 years ago, when crypto was about literally, is it real? Is it something that can do something in the future or not? That was the big question, at least that was what I was thinking. So yes, I have been following the space, but I didn't enter until I haven't seen for real something that was promising and was just a promise, but was a reality. And at least in my opinion, that moment happened just in 2020 with the DeFi summer, and that has been the first moment when finally we could say, okay, it's not just a bunch of nerdy people that are telling you something, yes, they will change the world. It is something that's happening for real because we had the first application and something that can have for real a utility into the other space. So in that moment, I said, okay, maybe let's start embrace the crypto space with more effort, and from that moment in the next year, I became full-time into this space.
Cool. And could you please explain what are the benefits of Web3 technology compared to traditional web technology?
Well, that's a pretty interesting question because when it comes to literally blockchain, because at the end of the story, when we talk about Web3, is simply migrating the current infrastructure that is using centralized database into a decentralized one that is using blockchain. And if you're wondering why we need anything like that, well, mainly it's because about privacy, and it's not just because I want to protect my data. It's also imagine to be able to query different kind of database without having to reveal who are the owners of that data. That's a big revolution. Not to mention that it's open also a new era for finance. Right now, we don't have to forget, yes, maybe in the Western countries, we don't need much services because we already have the most, but there are still billions of people all around the globe that are still struggling to have access to the different financial services. And with blockchain, we can create literally an underlying technology that is worldwide accessible. All you need is just an internet connection to run any kind of application from all over the globe, 24 hours a day, without the need of asking permission. And the beauty is that with this kind of level of encryption, you can having the ability to demonstrate that it is you. So it's for real, you that are living in that country and so on. So also from the regulation point of view, even if it's still early, because obviously a lot has to be done into that space. But it is literally posing the fundamentals to be the greatest revolution. And I will add just another thing that to me is beautiful, is that most of people are thinking that blockchain is just about building applications, speculating and so on. And most of the people right now maybe are just fascinated from the AI that will change the world. Well, think about that AI and blockchain at the end of the story are one that is reinforcing the other one. You can think like the AI like an engine and the blockchain like the petrol. You need to feed the engine with good data, and blockchain is all about data.
Thank you. Yeah. And what are the risks in using blockchain technology?
Well, unfortunately, many, because we still have to remind that it's a really young environment, both from the sides, from the level of awareness of the public. So that's also a big problem, because most of the time, maybe you are hearing something from your friends, from media, and so on, but you never know which is the level of the quality behind the information that you are receiving. And it's not always easy to verify that one. And on the other side, also technology is something that is still experimental. So it means that it has to be debugged. It means that it requires still a lot of time in order to reach something that is stable and can guarantee you the same level of security that we have in Web2 with all the applications we're running. It doesn't mean that we will not reach it. It's just a matter of a process. And so right now, main advantage of using this kind of application is because being the first, it's obviously something that can give you a big advantage, because obviously this kind of transition, it is something that will be literally for every kind of company, retailer, whoever. And if you know right now how to deal with that, well, the opportunities that this is opening to you are real. But on the other side, you can't really undervalue the risk, because there is a risk and you have to deal with that. You have to take all the precautions that are possible, because obviously it's always a matter of minimizing. We can't eliminate yet, at least.
Totally. And Alberto, what advice do you have for companies looking to adopt Web3 technologies?
Well, that's something that is beautiful, because that's also one of the fields that I'm trying to start to invest more time, because I truly believe that when it comes to Web3, the key is about adoption. And adoption doesn't mean speculation. It doesn't mean just buying a token, just hoping that the price will increase. Yes, that's something beautiful, and we are all happy if we are buying something cheap and selling at a much higher price. But at the end of the story, it's much more about creating applications that can literally fulfill real use cases. And the main one is about corporations. How, well, any kind of area of the companies, of any company right now, will be impacted by the blockchain. And if you wonder which is the kind of requirement to be impacted, well, simply, if you have any kind of data that you are dealing with, that kind of field will be impacted by blockchain. And it means that your internal data, the way that you are dealing with your customers' data, and plus the whole supply chain. It is increasing the level of traceability, the level of coherency, the level of also imaging. Right now, I was just the other day, I was buying a product, and I was thinking, but is it real? Is it a real product, this one, or it's a fake one? So I wrote to the company and asked them, there is any way to check it out if the product I'm having right now, it is an original one, authentic or not? And they told me there is not. And that's a really big problem. We are talking about an industry, the fake products and so on, that has it is worth billions. The problem is that we don't have the technology yet. And this technology that will solve this kind of problem is called blockchain. Blockchain is literally creating a way to deal in data all across the supply chain and all the customer journey and so on. All of this data can be managed, and you can access them in a way that is more secure and is giving advantage to all the people that are involved into the process. So literally right now, the main reason to start using blockchain, or better, I wouldn't say using, because obviously implementing any kind of solution, if you're a company, requires time. But right now, the big challenge is starting to acquire the kind of mentality that can push the company in the future to be ready to embrace the process. So right now is much more literally understanding and starting to have into the company some kind of division, someone that is in charge of understanding how the blockchain will impact their company and how to transition to a new technology, because any kind of transition requires time. I want to add also a final thing. Don't go all in even in this case, because if I think that it's not so a great deal, just ignore the blockchain, just saying that it's just speculation. At the same time, it's not a great deal also to just go all in right now. Again, we need a balance, and the balance comes understanding which is the level of maturity of this industry. Right now is still pretty young, but the opportunity is insane. It's so big and will have an impact. It's not anymore a matter of if. It's much more a matter of when and how and who will be the players that will benefit at most from this revolution.
Thank you so much. And a lot of people think still that it's too complex to adopt Web3 technology. How would you comment this?
Well, I can't deny that it is complex, because obviously it's not like, at least not yet, like using a Web2 application. On the other side, I'm following this space since quite a long time, and I can tell you that right now the user experience that we have is still much easier than what it was in the past. It's far away from being a no-brain activity. It is something that requires a lot of effort, but exactly as I was telling previously, it's a matter right now not to go all in, but to start thinking with that kind of mindset, understanding how to use the technology and how to evolve also, because this industry is going at a speed that is incredible. So we can't just plan when we're talking about a corporation. Any kind of plan requires several months and not even, or maybe even years to be implemented. So in that kind of lifespan, what will happen into the industry, it's incredible. We don't know right now which will be the technology that will be the winner, but what we can bet is that the whole user experience will change. So we have to start thinking not really what we have right now, but how the industry will evolve in the next couple of years, 5, 7 years and so on, and start moving according to our vision and start dealing with a step-by-step process to embed the blockchain into our life company.
Totally. And what excites you more about the future of Web3?
Well, I think that it's the fact that it can have an impact all over horizontally. Literally, it's not just about a single sector, a single area. It's not about building a decentralized finance. It's not about dealing with social finance using blockchain. It's not about just supply. It's literally a different paradigm. It's something that I think that we have 3 big players into this story. A blockchain from one side, AI, a quantum computing at the end of this cycle. And in the moment when we are able to bring all of them together, well, the kind of revolution that these three forces will have into the day life, but the company life and so on, it's incredible. And that's something that is happening right now. I'm not saying that it has already happened, because it's a lie, but it's happening. We don't know if it will require like 3 years or 5 years, but it's happening. And the better and the sooner we start thinking that way, the better it will be the benefit for us. What is exciting me at most is literally everything that is about privacy. Right now, we are having coming from the business side, the marketing side, and to do a pretty good marketing campaign, you need quality data. The point is that right now, we don't have access to data that are having a high level of quality. Yes, it is improving, but it's not yet the one that a good marketer is dreaming. And thanks to the blockchain, literally the kind of quality of the data, it is incredible. We can speed up the process. We can increase the level of coherency between the communication that we are sending to a specific customer, to their need, to their dreams, and so on. So it is literally a game changer from the way that we'll interact with final users, and the user will interact with its own data, and maybe also new opportunities for the retail user also to earn money, because the big shift is from away from a situation where all the data are owned by big corporations. The blockchain is giving back the power also to the final user to take control of their own data, and who knows, maybe start monetizing them. It is still difficult to forecast how this whole story will evolve, because there are many forces that are competing one to the other one. But yeah, it's a game changer for sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your answer. And as an advisor, what are the key challenges you face when working on Web3 projects?
Well, I think that one of the biggest challenges right now is to building a good team. Because the reality is that when we talk about Web3, we are talking about an industry that is pretty new. And there are not so many people that are skilled into the industry. So knowing what is a blockchain and so on, and people that are at the same time knowing what is a company, a startup, and so on. So many times when you're talking with projects, I have been talking with hundreds of projects in the last couple of years. And what I have been impressed compared to the Web2 space that I was coming from is that the level of professionalism, let's say, a level of skills that are available into the market is still pretty low. And it's an industry that is pretty young in terms of age, and the level of expertise is still pretty low. So that's something that is an opportunity from one side, something that should be cared on the other. So I think taking care of the team and having for real the skills inside, that's something that can make the difference. Because if you look at also in the industry, the project that had a strong team, good communication, and so on, are the ones that that has succeeded. We have always to remember that even if in this case we are talking about tech, at the end of the story, everything is just a product. And as we know, it doesn't matter if the product is the best one into the industry. It's much more about the perception of the customer. So if everything is just about the perception, the only thing that matters is marketing. Yes, obviously you need a decent product, but if you have the best product in the world, but not enough marketing, not enough qualitative marketing, well, you will fail anyway. So I think that taking care much more about the whole thing when it comes to Web3 and not just about tech, because yes, tech is important, but you need much more. Yes, that's something that can for sure make the difference.
Thank you. And what do you think, what are the founders' most common mistakes?
Fall in love with their ideas, maybe, because obviously when you think that you are the only one, and also when it comes to Web3, another big mistake that is connected to what I was just saying a moment ago is that they are lacking about market and the expertise from different previous projects, because maybe it's not obviously applying for everyone, because we have seen many so skilled projects all around. But many projects are just starting their adventure like as a startup, just with Web3, and they are having like quite a weird idea, strange idea about what is for real doing a startup. So most of the time is the lack of expertise that is the main thing that is threatening a project, at least in my opinion.
Could you please name top 3 criteria for a project to have so you would invest in it?
Oh, pretty interesting, because obviously, well, market fit and the vision for sure. So the market fit in that moment and the vision, the ability to embrace the change into the future. The team, how complete is the team, and if the leadership is good enough, expert enough, and so on. And the third one is about the product itself. What I mean with the product is the features, the tokenomics when we talk about or Web3, which is the killer feature, the one that they are pushing at most, and which is the overall branding of the project.
Thank you. And what would you advise to someone new in the world of crypto?
Get in and keep starting, because it's only starting that you will make the difference. I think that there are not so many industries in the last, we can say, 30 years that could have an impact in this world like this one. But it's something that you can just work in without pushing 100% of yourself, because it's going too fast. It also requires a lot of effort to discern what is a good information to the other one that is not good, because the problem is that most of the information are running on X or Twitter, as you prefer, and everyone has the right to speak. The point is that the algorithm is pushing not what is good, but what creates engagement. So this kind of trade-off between quality and engagement, well, that's something that is not easy to be managed, and that's the reason why you have to be careful on how to approach this market, because not everything that you will read it is true. But on the other side, the biggest advice is get in, keep starting, and don't get out, because in the moment when you get out, you will be back probably in another couple of years when the hype will increase again. But you need to complete at least a full cycle. So I mean, from 4 to 5 years to will be able to benefit from the situation and what blockchain has to offer you.
Thank you. And Alberto, what platforms or resources you rely on to stay updated about the crypto news and everything?
Well, pretty challenging. Obviously, the main media, especially right now in a bear market, is Twitter, because it's offering you many different input. The main problem, as I was saying previously, it is offering you just input. So you have to start from that input and have to check it out. You have to verify any kind of information that you are finding. You can just, it doesn't matter who is saying. It could be me from my channels when I'm talking on DeFi Talks, it's my YouTube channel, or what I'm writing on Cointelegraph Italy when I'm writing for Cointelegraph. It's always a matter of verifying, because even if you are receiving an information from the best one, the market is so fast that anyone can make a mistake. So always verify and keep digging into any kind of input that you are receiving. After that, obviously, starting from the websites of the different projects, and ask questions to people. Because the beauty of this space, the Web3 community, is that everyone it is pretty open to give you feedback, to tell their own story, and that's something that is not frequent in other industries, specifically because in the Web3 space you can receive answers directly from the founder, from the CEO of the project, from literally director levels that usually are inaccessible, while when you are in the Web3 you can ask them and you can connect directly with them.
Totally agree. And what do you think when the market will go up?
Well, obviously we hope sooner than later. The idea is that if we will follow the cycle as the halving cycle, we should be pretty closer. I don't expect anything until the end of this year, but starting for the second half of the next year, I hope personally that something can happen. Obviously, we have it anyway to give it a look to the macro economic situation, because that's something that could have an impact. So again, when we talk about Web3, we're talking about a really young industry. So it's not easy to make forecasts because we don't have historical data, and the history that we have is still too short. So we can just try to make hypotheses and to be ready to change our point of view according to what's going on into the market. So yeah, the overall idea is that the second half of 2024 could be a good time, but let's see, because there are too many wars around. There are the elections in the United States. There is the level of interest rates that is pretty high. A recession is coming or not. The price of oil will increase now. So there are many questions that should be addressed there, and we have to understand what will be the impact of all of these variables on the price of Bitcoin, but overall also the whole crypto economy.
Thank you so much, Alberto.
Cool, thank you. Absolutely.
Thank
It was a pleasure. Have a good day.
You too. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.